Yeah.
Was that your first time watching a movie again? Right?
No, actually, me and my son watched. Was that Jungle Cruise?
Oh, how
That's
was
pretty
that,
new
dude?
though.
I want to watch that, dude.
We did Black Widow,
Oh,
and then we watched Free Guy. Just yesterday, I watched Free Guy.
So do you prefer watching it in the movie?
Well, actually,
Or-
we watched it at the Irvine Spectrum, and it has like that 4D with all like.
Oh, there were all
dude.
effects and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
just one. You know, just one down here.
Yeah,
Cinema.
we watched Jungle Cruise
Oh.
like in that theater, and it was pretty good. It was a good experience.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be dope, dude.
But like, do you prefer because of the lockdown, right? You keep just watching at home,
Yeah,
and now you went out to the cinema. Do you prefer it?
yeah.
Or-
I like theater. I like that whole experience.
I like it. I mean, it's cool. Especially
yeah.
when it's like raining.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
Oh,
can hear
Jungle
like
Cruise,
the speakers and all.
yeah.
Yeah,
Surround
I set up my surround system at the house, so that's why sometimes I just prefer like to wait for it. 'Cause I
Oh,
don't
and
wa-
then you can
I don't want to.
that's
I don't
it.
want to pay like expensive.
Oh yeah,
You
it
know?
caught for
Yeah,
two
yeah.
tickets. It was like $40.
Yeah,
shoot.
exactly. Like $40 is already food, you know.
That's crazy.
But it's still cool. Like that 40X is cool.
It is pretty cool. Like especially my son enjoyed it. So.
Because there's one also. I think it's the same. There's one in downtown, like near Staples. Because we're talking about Staples. The seats also move,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It moves and it has water.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Crazy.
So they still have water even despite of like COVID. and things
Yeah,
like-
it's crazy. There's mist and everything.
All right, I think we're live.
Yep, we're live.
Another
Yeah.
episode.
New episode this week, and we got a special guest here.
Yes.
We do.
Oh yeah, we do, man. We got a lot of
So
topics
excited.
to cover today.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's a lot of events coming this weekend too, man.
There is.
Yeah.
Big events
Very
this weekend.
special one.
You know, that's something that we, you see all this different news stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff happening
Yeah,
in the
man.
world right now. Like, man, like I it's just hard to like just be positive. You know, I think that's something that we should just talk about, like, you know, just in your daily lives.
Yeah.
Like, how do you guys like stay positive?
That's
even,
true.
like-
Because like it's like you're just trying to recover for something, and something bad happens again, and bad something happening again, and it kind of like has this. I don't know if it's something that I believe on, or it's something that's common. Like most of the time, like if something good happening to you,
Yeah.
and especially it's going for a long time,
Yeah.
knock on wood, like something's gonna happen,
Something
right?
bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a restart, and I think that's the same thing. Like what's going on
In
right
the
now,
world.
like it's just challenges after challenges. But the thing is, the hardest thing is like everything is affected. It's
Yeah.
not just you or your personal life or family, but it's like everything, right?
Everything. Yep.
Yeah.
So how do you find positive things on it, Fred?
I just think about how fortunate I am. It's not that I don't. It's not that obviously they're going through a lot of suffering and bad situations, but for me, I just look at it as the opportunity that we have here is so great that it just makes me, of course, motivated to do better for myself in this place. Because I look at the unfortunate and how hard it would be for them to get to the level we are, but we have that opportunity to do it now. So why waste it? So that's the reason why I just keep being positive, because There's nothing. There's no time to be negative.
That's right.
That's right.
You know, there was a post that I saw on social media. I think it's on Instagram. And sometimes we take for granted the stuff that we have, like like running water, like hot showers, being able to drive a car, just being able to step outside and just be safe, like feel safe. That's like you take that for granted. You feel like you're actually blessed, and sometimes we just go ahead and just take a step back and just realize like I'm actually blessed. Like I actually have all these items. It's not just all about like, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire first, right? I'm going to be like making like a ton of money or something,
That's
right?
true.
Or even if there's negative stuff, you just got to sit back and say, even if you had the worst day, you just got to step back and say, you know what? I'm still blessed. I got all of this.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah. And that's how it kind of like, to piggyback on that one, like, for me, like before, like, you celebrate something when it's really big, right? Like, you hit a milestone in the business. But now I think it's much more important, especially because of what's going on right now around us. It's like you said, it's good to celebrate even the small wins.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be, you're in the top leaderboards or you have a top income earner. Maybe you had just a simple, like, successful presentation and maybe one or two people sign up, or maybe you close a small policy or something. That's still a small win, right?
Yep.
And it keeps you moving forward instead of just dwelling like, oh, I should have done this. So for example, like we do presentations, right? And sometimes like nobody's interested on it, or maybe, oh, I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can hit you like, I just drove so far away in this
We've
meeting,
been there.
or somebody just, I traveled to Las Vegas and everybody just canceled all the appointments.
Yeah.
But you forgot, like, at least you see something, you got out of your office. Maybe you can take it as a kind of like a vacation type, so celebrating those small wins is very important. And I guess also how you guys start your day, like, because I think
That's
it's
a big
very
deal.
important, right? Because if once you wake up and you're already thinking negative, kind of like the whole day is kind of sucks already. Right?
Yeah. You gotta wake up positive for sure. Like this morning, I get a text at 6:30 about food in New York. I'm like, wait, it's like 6:30, dude.
Because I got your text and I was reading it in the morning and you texted it too late, so I was responding to that.
Right when you woke up.
I texted him last night.
and I saw that it was something about food.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like, oh, we got to go to New York, so I saw this one, and it happened that Ace also saw it. So.
Now you just woke up,
Yeah,
man.
we woke up at 6:30.
Dude, I wake up at 5:30 though. Every
The baby,
Monday.
right?
No, just I
Yeah, I
work
used
out.
to
I
wake
work
up
out.
at-
I work out 5:30.
I used to wake up at 5:30 because of the baby.
Oh yeah,
No, that's
that was like 4 a.m., dude.
Or 4, yeah.
That was like 4
Or
a.m.
sometimes
Yeah,
like I don't sleep.
You don't sleep, dude. But yeah, dude, just so Monday, like 4 days a week. In the week, I'll wake up at 5:30.
I try my
Oh,
best
nice.
to wake up early, but like, I
Dang,
won't.
that's crazy.
Unless there's something like, or we're gonna go to a meeting or something. Like I put alarms like early to turn it off.
You have that alarm and it's just ringing.
I have 3 alarms.
Yeah, dude.
It goes off at 6, 6:30, and 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh man,
7 a.m.
dude.
I'm up.
But nowadays, I think I wake up pretty much 6:30.
6:30.
I was still sleeping.
Yeah.
I wake up pretty late.
Yeah,
You do?
Yeah, like
I'm
around
just like focused.
11.
11.
Yeah, it's kind of bad, but today I woke up earlier, 9.
You're a college.
Nice.
You're a college dude.
Yeah. Because
That's
like
kinda
6
normal.
for me, like 6:30 is like, when I was learning like stocks and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to like
Oh, 'cause
get the habit. of,
Right
like,
when it opened.
and then like it just got stuck to me. Like I just wake up. Even sometimes I'm lazy to check it.
Yo,
That's
dude.
solid.
you know.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Well, how late is your late? Like wake up.
Nine
When I
o'clock
say,
is late for
when
me.
I say sleep in, that's like 7:30 or 8, dude.
Yeah.
That's sleeping in for me.
Sleeping in is 9. I'm up.
For
Yeah.
me, it will be. I can do 10:30, but it's like you have a headache.
Yeah,
But
dude.
for me, like if I see it, if it's bright already outside, I'm up.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I don't have a headache. I just get really tired all day.
Yeah, it just sets a
grog.
bad, like, I don't know, like,
9 o'clock.
Whole day,
That's
man.
how I feel like it's late already. Like half the day is gone.
yeah, like 5:30. So 5:30, I'll
That's
go
true.
work out. 6:30, I'll go crank out some emails, make sure everything's okay in
Yeah.
order, and then get ready for the day by like 7:30.
So speaking
Solid.
of emails, like just staying positive too. Like before when I was working, like every time I wake up, like I just check my email. Like it's kind of like a habit already.
Yeah.
Before I even look at like text messages and stuff, it's like emails first. And then I saw one. I think it's in the convention that we had for FEG, or convention in my work. One they suggested is like if you want to start your day like right, don't check emails.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you can have a bad one.
Because you get stressed out, you're anxious, because you're checking emails. You know,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I just do that just to like get it off.
right?
Way, dude.
So when you check
Throughout the
emails
day.
in first day in the like first thing, like when you wake up and you check emails, it can ruin your day,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
hey, let's change some habits now.
So it kind of stuck to me. Like I try to avoid checking emails when I wake up. So like when I wake up too, like I wish I was Ace. I can work out. I tried, but I can't.
Work out that early.
But yeah, I wake up. I actually read a book. It's called Radical Thinking.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that one?
Yeah, I heard of it. I
Yeah.
haven't
So
read it
yeah,
yet.
it's like every day there's like a passage. And it's kind of
a day, each day.
yeah, and they're related to like proverbs or something. in
Yeah.
the Bible. So I kind of read that. It's kind of like to start like positive.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't did it for a while, but I used to have Bible verses every day from the Bible app.
Yeah.
And it just gives me like and sometimes I'll do like the regular Bible app and I'll do the men's Bible. Like they'll talk about the Bible based on men. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, it was kind of like that. But it talks about like sometimes leadership.
Yeah.
things like that.
That's pretty cool.
And then it correlates to a Bible verse. So it kind of started with that one.
It's like a meditation type of thing,
Kind
right?
of, yeah. And
it
you know,
gets you in that mood.
yeah, you just at least you kind of like wakes you up. You know, you're still in bed and you can read the book.
Yeah.
And then after that, I had my coffee.
Yep.
I know you're a coffee person too. So.
Yeah.
Right in the
I have
morning,
to.
dude.
Or else you're gonna
Coffee
get
wakes
cranky.
me
Right?
No, if I don't get the coffee, I feel like I'm not awake all the way. It's weird.
True.
I miss
And then I used to be like those, like, I don't know. I was so into coffee. I got several different machines for it, but
That's crazy.
yeah,
So yeah, coffee, and then probably go to the gym.
yeah,
Gym is for me is like one thing that really helps me a lot.
Yeah.
Even you have a bad day,
yeah.
like gym just gets those hormones running, and it's good. Like
Yeah.
your day is good. Even you have a crappy workout, at least you had one.
Yeah.
And then and how about you, our guest?
Yeah.
Well, I do a lot of weight training, but it's mostly like calisthenics.
Oh,
Well, I would
that's-
say CrossFit, but
Yeah,
CrossFit has such a bad name now.
Yeah,
Like,
it
they
is
do
still-
these weird workouts and stuff like that. So I just say weight training.
So
Right.
you still go to school, right? Right now or no?
Right now, I'm not going to school. I'm taking this quarter off, and then probably winter quarter, I'm going back
Okay,
up.
so like during school, because like that's an addition, like stress, and then balancing what you're doing right now, and then school. So how do you stay positive and kind of stress free? Because a lot of times, like especially for younger generation, that's something that it's kind of hard. I mean, some younger generation likes it, likes the rush, like doing things and being productive and stuff.
yeah.
But some people like just thinking about, I have to do this. I have a homework.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna stress you out, right? Like I remember like college days, like nursing. Like I don't want to think about homework, and I don't want to think about like I have to do homework and I have an exam and I have clinicals the next day. Like it just stressed me out. So how do you stay positive out of it?
Well, I had a planner when I was in Walla Walla, and I write everything down. And I had a one-track mind, so I would always look at the first topic and I would ignore the rest.
Oh.
So once I finished that specific topic, then I would move on to the next one, this one. And I guess it keeps me in track and puts me like in a straight line of what I need to accomplish today, so I don't leave like anything for me tomorrow.
That's cool though, because you at least you prioritize things and you're focused on one task instead of multitasking and trying to do, because that can also lead to stress too.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, since you're kind of like a systematic person, like you do it like one task after a task. If something doesn't go your way, or let's say you already scheduled something, right, and you plan everything, and then let's say your parents, right, say, oh, we have to go to this one and it wasn't planned, that does throw you off.
You know what? It actually does, because like it's unprecedented. So I'm like, oh man, what am I gonna do? So like it puts like another burden on me. So I would either push it onto my schedule the next day, but I would kind of have like to cramp it, or I don't know. It lingers. Like it kind of frustrates me a bit.
Yeah, the reason I asked that, because like when I was starting in this business too, I was kind of like that. Like I like planning things, like scheduling things ahead of time. Yeah, it's like sometimes it won't happen.
Yep.
But the thing that I don't like is like somebody like, oh, we have a meeting tomorrow.
All of a
Like,
sudden, yeah.
you didn't tell me you have a meeting
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, so it came to a point like, you know, I really have to, you have to put your foot down. And
Yeah.
like, no, I'm
I
not.
always say a week ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 3 days to a week ahead.
Yeah.
Like it would work.
Was
around
it
my
similar to you guys?
Oh yeah.
For sure. It was
was
like that
tough.
all the time. I'm like, this weekend. I'm like, okay, it's Thursday. You just told me. Okay.
But there are times where like I started to adapt, you know, like okay, got a meeting like in 2 hours. All right, let's go. Let's get in the mood, you know. Let's go and get it, you know.
You still got that energy.
But
Yeah.
but there's a thing also that kind of help us with that one is because now we're doing it on Zoom and stuff.
Yes.
You kind of
You don't have to worry.
take away that I have to travel,
travel.
or I know, or the traffic. At least like, can we just do it on Zoom? It's kind of like another option to kind of secure that appointment. Is
Yeah.
can we do it on Zoom?
Yes.
So it kind of helped too. But yeah, but for me, I prefer like planning it ahead of time instead like tomorrow.
That's for sure.
Although, like, you know, you can't avoid that, especially for clients, because sometimes you don't.
They
there's
have
no
a
schedule.
They have a
right?
set
Work
schedule
around
for
them.
them.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
have to make it, and that's where the nurse part is. You have to triage,
Yeah.
which one's critical. or
This was
not.
important right
Yeah,
now.
exactly. So,
There's a big annuity.
so those are good pointers. Yeah, I think that we need some positive things, just because of things a lot of going on, and
yeah.
you know,
Negative stuff.
we just
around.
have to be thankful that we're blessed, that we're in this position, that at least we can help people, you
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
in a different way. Speaking of which, our next topic, of course, we're gonna introduce her.
We
speaker
are going to
guest
introduce this gentleman.
sometime or
Let's go.
somewhere.
He's probably wondering who he is.
All right. Well, I get before I start, I just want to introduce everybody here. This is Ace Tablang, and then we have James Lopez.
Yes.
Myself, Fred Villagonzalo, and we have a special guest today.
Yes.
This gentleman
happy he's here.
is. I actually just got to meet him. Maybe I got to know you maybe in a month, maybe just a month.
Yeah,
So
right.
I really, my background for you is very minimal. So I'm gonna introduce you as much as I know you. So this gentleman here, I know he's a young millennial. He's probably, I think he's 19. Nick.
20.
20, okay.
Yeah, don't get upset. Fred always like missed.
Yeah, I missed the years.
It's all good. Young.
He was actually introduced to me, to our company through Tito Sam Perdido.
Yeah.
He came in and he actually sat down and loved the business. And after that, he went full speed. And that's the reason why he's here actually today, to talk about that and how he got to that level. But before that, this gentleman here actually grew up, or is still in the area that I grew up in. I live in Antelope Valley before, and he's still there. I know it's probably 100 degrees or more.
Yeah, it's piping hot.
So he drove.
And that's a drive too.
That's like 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, it was 2 hours.
Okay, yeah, that's a 2 hour drive to come
Whoa.
here.
So Ace, you can't complain. Where you
Yeah, dude.
And that freeway, there's only one freeway, the 14, and then you hit the 5.
Yeah.
So it's quite a drive. So talking about that is just being dedicated. You know, he's here every Tuesday. That's one thing that I see, that he's very motivated. And not only that, he has a lot of stories to talk about and how he got successful. But those are the things I've seen from him. I know Chris is like an up and coming new RVP. He's going to be one of the largest organizations probably in Tito Sam's group, and probably one of the youngest ones that probably hit like 500,000 to 600,000. So
Wow.
Hopefully.
that'd be a great opportunity for him. So this is we'll introduce you now. So his name is Chris Galingan, right?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, Chris.
Welcome.
So yeah, exciting because like Fred said, like, I thought you met like long time ago.
No,
Yeah, me too.
Because I think we met him like probably
same time as you.
Oh, was
Really?
it? Was
Yeah,
it
we
really?
were. I saw you all guys together.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, you were presenting actually.
Oh wow.
That was my first time coming to this meeting.
Oh, well, I seriously thought it was like been a year or something.
No. His mother knows my mom, right?
Yeah.
Because my mom and Tito Sam did a presentation for your parents, right?
Yeah, like a couple years back. Like
yeah,
4 years.
they bought a policy.
Oh,
My mom knows his family. I just met him at the same time you guys did.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Just recently.
But which is cool. I
yeah,
feel
that's
like
a cool story because like I thought you guys already met for a long time.
No.
And
I
the
just know
time-
Tito Sam for like 5-6 years now.
I will say though, okay, after I posted that picture with you, you know, we did that thing on Instagram. I got a ton of messages from agents asking who is he.
Yeah.
Like, so for those who are just watching, this guy,
Solid.
Chris,
Yeah.
15,000 target premium in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
Wow.
20 years old. And I was just like, everyone was just like, what? How did that happen?
Yeah.
You know, everyone was
And
excited.
you were in Freedom Equity Group's IG, right?
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying is like,
So-
imagine, let's say on Fred's age, right? He's $1 million earner. Imagine he started at your age.
yeah.
I would have been way more than what I am now.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Imagine
got 5
Ace
years on me.
started at
I
that
wish
age.
I started
you
your
know?
age.
Hopefully.
And then,
I'll become a millionaire soon.
okay, so not only that, when I started, there's no living benefits. So that was hard for me to sell.
Definitely. Sounds hard.
So it was like, I think 3 or 4 years after the time I got my license was living benefits was introduced.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool because like Ace said, when you posted that picture, and social media is a really big thing, especially for younger generation, because like people start asking now. Like one of our also youngest like 100,000 earner, Javen, when he did the podcast too, like one of our podcasts that has highest views.
Yeah, it has the most views.
Yeah, because
That's
like
crazy.
younger generations like
Yeah,
you
they
know
wanna watch
they want to
that.
watch it like because at the time like we were talking about it last week or last episode is that your friends at first your friends, but once you start opening your mouth and talking about the business, majority of that friend is gone.
Yeah.
Some of them will think about no, it's not true. It's not a real
You're not
job.
gonna make money.
Yeah, you're gonna fail about it. I'm just gonna wait the day you fail.
Yeah.
Some will stick to you and support you. Some of them will just wait till you make it before they listen to you. And that's why when Ace posted that picture, like now people are they're the ones who's asking like, what does he do?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
Well, how did
Yeah.
you make 50,000 in 2 weeks?
The $1 million question or the $15,000 question is how did you get to that level? So before you tell us how you went there, maybe you can give us a background of yourself and what made you even come with Tito Sam. I know the story about that, but I want everyone to know about that.
So, my background, I'm a 20-year-old going to Walla Walla University up at Washington.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Freshman year, I started nursing. Filipino stereotypical thing. Go with nursing. It's the way to go. I wasn't really interested in it. I wanted to avoid the 9-to-5 job and work in my own pace. So, like next year in, like half of the quarter, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna switch my major to business concentration, entrepreneurship, and small business. That's what they provided there. My mom didn't really like it at first, but I told her just see me in a few years, and I promise you'll see results. So she trusted in me. And then let's say when my school ended, I started selling knives. It was
Okay.
a
The Cutco?
Cutco, yeah.
Okay.
So I started selling knives,
No
and I was
way.
like, you know what? I don't really enjoy it. You
So
know,
you go to
it-
like event, like conference or event promotion, so you can like present the knives, right?
it's actually all through Zoom.
Oh.
Oh,
So-
okay. Yeah, it was during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, got
So
it.
like we have all our meetings, all of our training on Zoom and everything, and you could even schedule a meeting on Zoom too, and then you could like type in a presentation. You just send them the email, and then they could get in the video link, and then they could see it too. So everything you tap into your laptop, they could see it through theirs.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty accommodating, but I just didn't like the fact of how like my approach was. It kind of felt like I'm trying to grab their money in a sense, because you know the introduction is like, oh, you're not obligated to buy and stuff like that, but like most of the material that we have, it's like you have to buy it, or like we'll give you this if you do that.
Yeah.
Like, we'll give you a special deal, and it didn't really feel settling to me. So I just stopped it and put it in the side. But then
So at the time you were
Oh, yeah.
so at the time you were at school, because you changed degrees, and then you went to that job. Was that job like your first choice, or you just happened to stumble upon it?
I just happened to stumble upon it. I had a college friend who sent me a link,
Oh,
and then
okay.
I talked to one of his supervisors, and then I got into like a interview,
Oh yeah.
but it was kind of sketchy. Like, it was like all in like Google Docs form. Oh, you just type this. I don't even have to like send in a resume or anything. So it's kind of sketchy. I'm like,
So at first you thought it's like a job.
Yeah.
job. So you didn't know it's like a sales like type.
Commission based.
no,
Oh,
because like
okay.
in the way they recruited me, it's like I'm customer service. Like, oh, you just have to tell them like, oh, what about the knife and stuff like that, returns or anything like that. So I'm like, okay. So I'm basically doing like customer service work. So once I got into the interview, and then I got, they tell me the stuff, I just wrote down all my information.
Got
And
it.
next thing you know, like, I got accepted. Like, but there were so many people in the interview. I'm sure like,
Everybody got accepted.
yeah, everybody got accepted, but they got put into like different rooms.
Because the reason I ask is like, so did you ever had like an entrepreneur like mindset while at your school? Like I know Ace did something when he was at school, like selling something, earn a little bit. Were you already on sales at that time, or you're a typical student like, I just need to finish this degree and then go to work?
Actually, I developed that's why I switched majors. I developed a business mindset. I wanted to pursue real estate. That's why I was
Oh,
with
Okay.
because I
Sam's
know
a
that
realtor.
you could build a passive income. Like, I let people rent in it,
Yeah.
It will work over time, but COVID and all, it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to really establish that. But that's actually how I kind of started to get into here. So I was job shadowing him. We were with a client, actually my brother. He was looking for a house in Santa Clarita. And Tito Sam was telling me like, you know what, Chris, I'm not going to do this for a long time now, because I'm going to pursue my other business, which is
This
IUL
industry, yeah.
or FEG. And it's really beneficial. And you should come with me to the next meeting, and then you'll see the potential of it. So I did. And then I saw the potential, and I really wanted to go full in. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool because like
that.
you had that open mind. It wasn't specific to an industry, but you had an open mind on business, and then it kind of tied in because you want to learn real estate, and then you kind of had that experience because you did kind of a little sale on the side. And then, because a lot of times, like, if you invite me on a meeting, I'm not going to go because what's on that meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just said yes, and you just attended it.
No, the reason why you probably said yes is because Tito Sam was his mentor in real
Yeah.
estate.
yeah.
And him saying, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. I might retire from real estate, made him maybe curious on why would you retire from this?
Yeah, it's already like a good job.
Yeah. So, and then that's probably what happened. I
So
mean,
do you guys think like it plays a big role to have that mentor in the business?
I think so.
Yeah, because they're like they always watch your back,
Yeah.
push you,
Yeah.
drive you.
Make
And
you
then that's the good thing
motivated.
about this business is like, some associates that joined the business didn't even think or thought they can be a mentor or someone,
Yeah.
right? Because most of us started as, we're the one being trained. And then eventually, those skills that you didn't know you had actually can mentor someone or help someone, right? And then eventually they're the one who's actually now mentoring someone. And that's basically the cool thing about this business is we develop mentors and leaders, not just you just working under me,
Yeah.
So yeah, so you got the first meeting, and you were just telling us earlier off air that that was actually the first time you presented when you saw the three of us, and Ace actually did the presentation.
Yeah.
So what kind of like clicked on you, like made you interested, like, oh, this business, this industry is actually interesting?
Honestly, nothing really clicked on me like till after the meeting. because Tita Nita, your mom, introduced me to like the chart, and, like the pay and stuff, and like passive income. I'm like, whoa, this is actually legit.
Yeah.
Like you could see all of it. Like, it blew my mind. Like you could earn like 60K in a month. Like, whoa.
That's a good point. I forget about this all the time. Before I started building, I used to be a producer, and my mom showed me what she showed you.
Yeah.
And during that time, I was already like 5-6 years in the company, and I just used to think like, oh, I don't want to recruit. Like, but I just did, just because I was just a recruiter, but I didn't have that mindset of it's good to build. But she showed you the opportunity of how you build.
Yeah.
And it made you like, it opened my eyes, and that's the reason why I took it to this level and beyond this level. But
and that kind of that answered your number one goal is you want to create passive income.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you heard that word, oh, you can make passive income, it's kind of just click.
Yeah.
Okay, then what do I do? Right?
Yeah. Like for example, this week will be the number 3 or number 4 top earner of the company, and last week did I work? I enjoyed.
We ate lunch.
Yeah. I mean, that's passive.
Yeah.
Like, that's not me. You don't have to like manage it, but it's good to manage it because it gives you the opportunity to build a bigger organization. But being as a passive, it is very passive. If you look at the way how I work and how I do the business.
Yeah. And it's not like, don't get me wrong. It's not like you're not working. It's not, the thing is like, you say you're not working as like you're working on a job.
Yeah.
Like every morning you feel obligated to, clock in and out. You have to get stressed with the traffic, things like that.
Yep.
You work on your own time.
Yep.
It's a different kind of work. It's kind of more of like a higher level type, but like Fred's was saying, it's more of passive income because now it's not like, you're doing the same thing. Every day is different, but you're just managing your team and you get that passive income.
Yeah, it's not like in real estate, like I got to find somebody to rent my house. If I don't, there's no passive income.
Yeah.
Or if that person can pay. Like with this, it's like I have all these agents, they all produce, not all, every single one, but someone's going to produce out of that. Let's say out of 100, there's going to be at least 30 people that produce because they want that income.
Plus, the business gets closed faster than real estate. There's nothing wrong about real estate. It's just, for my perspective, it's easier in a way, just because one is you're not selling like a huge amount of like product, or in that case, it's a house, right?
Yeah.
Plus, it doesn't take that much time to close a deal. Like, speaking of which, like when you saw that 60,000 passive income, you just made 15K.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
I mean, I wish that's really good.
Yeah. So imagine in 2 months, you earn 60K if you continue that trend, right?
Yeah.
And that's just 2 weeks. For you to earn 15K in real estate, unless you're really a good, real estate agent or you're selling $1 million house, sometimes it can take to a month or more before you can even see that,
like let's say you make 15 grand on a house. Let's just say that house would have took, let's say the average time that you put that in the market for your client and the time that it got sold, you're probably like at 6 months. So divide that 6 times 15,000.
Yeah.
Compared to your 2 weeks, made 15,000. You're not even in a month.
Yeah.
It's that's how we differentiate. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Differentiate the differences of our business and in real estate, and they both work together. Actually, it's kind of interesting how they both just work together.
And that's why we have a lot of real estate agents too.
Yeah.
Because they understand how it works. Plus you're serving the same community. You have the same clientele. You just have to expand what you can offer to them. So you attended. I've seen you, I think, 3 times already, because three presentations, right?
Yep.
And those 3 presentations that I saw, you always bring someone.
Yeah.
So how did you able to so you met Fred, we did the presentation, it clicked, you liked it. The next day when you woke up, how did you envision doing the business, and how do you envision who am I going to invite, or who am I going to share this business or passion that I have?
Well, first off, I started with my family. because I know they're my closest circle. So I just introduced it to them. Well, my uncle and my mom already had the policy, so like they're like, you know what, I'll just come and check it out too.
Yeah.
And my aunt, you know, she's a caregiver, but she wants to, you know, avoid the 9 to 5 because she worked as in a fast food chain.
Yeah.
Hardee's in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's that lady. Yeah.
she wanted to avoid the 9 to 5, and she wanted to see the opportunity. So I introduced them to this, and they're like, you know what, we'll just go for once. We're not that interested, but we'll see it. And then it really clicked to them. You know, there's so much opportunities with this life insurance.
Yes. And how, if you don't mind, how did you introduce it to them? Like, what did you say?
Oh, I just basically told them like the passive income, like what Tita Nida was explaining to me. Like, you could really earn 60K in a month. You're like, 60K in a month? How can you do that? Well, you got to do this. You got to invite people, and then you got to do some sales, and then you got to reach this certain amount of percentage, and then you could do it in less than a month. They're like, you can earn 60K in less than a month. That's amazing. So that's the opportunity that they want to seek.
Yeah.
And then
okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good story. And then do they know what you've been through, like what you accomplished in the past, like 3 presentations you've seen? Do they know that you made 15,000 in 2 weeks?
Yeah, they're actually really excited. Actually, my mom and aunt were the ones who drove me here. They really wanted to come here in this meeting because I told them that I'm gonna participate in a podcast. They're like, podcast, what? So
That's cool. So they're here.
they're here. I think they're probably at the Cerritos Mall.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
But
say they could have came.
They drove here, and
That's
then
cool.
Tita Ann, you know, Tito Sam's wife is coming here.
She's
too.
coming.
And then
How about your uncle? He's the RN, right?
Yeah, he's not here right now. He's actually on vacation at Florida.
Oh, okay.
So he's a ways away, but
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
But that's a pretty cool story, because like from telling your mom that you're going to switch from nursing to business is something already. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And the good thing, of course, she supported you. And you told her, just give me a couple of years. And you said years, not weeks.
Yeah.
Years to just see where I'm at. And
Yeah.
if, you know, you can always go back to nursing if you want to, right? And then, you know, you find your way. At least you stuck to your goal of being business and entrepreneurship. Plus finding that business that can provide you that passive income, right? And then you went to the presentation, and now you started inviting people. And like we always say too, is the hardest person to talk to is your family, because there's the one who's first one is going to doubt you, right?
Yep.
And I'm sure some of the people you talk to, there's a slight doubt if this is real, right? Because you just mentioned like 60,000. But now seeing that, like after a couple of weeks, that seeing you that, oh, you've been attending this presentation, you know, every Tuesday you drive there to attend a presentation. Sometimes your parents might think that's ridiculous, because where are you going to drive there, you know, and you're not getting paid or something, right? And now seeing that, oh, you actually made 15,000. Now you're in a podcast. So that's kind of like changed everything, right? It's kind of like, you know, it's something that can motivate you as well, because like your goal is to see something in a couple of years, but now they're seeing you in just less than a month, that you're already kind of going towards the right path that you chose to. So that's something big, right? So speaking of which, you talk to your family. Have you also introduced this to your friends or schoolmates? Or
actually, you know, when Kuya Ace posted that I earned 15K in
2 weeks.
2 weeks, a lot of my friends were like texting me like, congrats, oh, how'd you get there? And then I showed them the opportunity of, you know, this is legit, this is real. And it's better than like, you know, selling products, because this will actually benefit people.
Yeah.
Not like, you know, Cutco knives or something like that. Because it's just, here you could feel good when you do a sale, because, you know, in the future, if they need like medical expenses taken care of, their houses being paid off, or like their kids going to college, you know that you've done something right. You've done some justice. And even if they don't buy it, you know, at least you introduced it to them.
Yeah.
Let them figure out, you know, if they regret it or not. you know, because
I like that one. I like that.
just show them the opportunity, and whether or not they'll take the chance, you know, they could, like, for me, I just have to pay like only a couple, like $50 a month. So it's not that, like, ranging in between ages, of course, but they could pay a minimum like around that much. Yeah. And it'll benefit them in the future. So
yeah. And then the reason why I said I like that, because like tying up to what you were saying earlier, like you didn't feel right on your first job just because you feel like you're taking money away from people.
Yeah.
But this one is you're not taking away because you're providing a real benefit. Yeah. And asking is like, you know, comparing to selling something. Let's say I'm going to sell this drink, right? And I will ask, like, did you regret drinking it because it didn't taste good? It's a waste of money, right? But this one is like, if you ask somebody, like, you know, do you regret getting this? There's no yes or no answer, because if nothing happens to them, then you don't regret it, because thank God nothing happened to you. But if something does happen to you, at least you have that coverage, like you said, the benefit.
And they won't regret that.
Yeah, they won't regret it because they have something.
Yeah.
You know?
You have a good mindset on what you have. Like, you know, I didn't get to that point until I was a couple years in.
Yeah.
Because I was so struck with like rejection. Like, for example, like when someone said no for me the first time, that would just like bring me down every single day or every single month. And then it was, I don't know where I got it from. I think it was from this company where, you know, even if you get a no, you got to figure out like what is the real reason why you're providing the service. And if I had what you already, you know, what you've said, like think about that. Like, you're not carrying like a product around, right? You're carrying a benefit, a service for somebody.
Yeah.
Whether they get it or not, even if they don't get it, you've introduced now what that benefit, what that service does, and they're gonna think about that. It's gonna be with them, right? And it doesn't even matter if they say no now, because then you're like, you know what? Everybody, no matter who I talk to, needs this service.
Yeah, they need to know.
They need to know about this.
And that's a very important mindset too, because like, take away the money.
Take away the money.
Take away how much you make,
Yeah.
right? But it's the thing that you do for the people, and especially if something does happen to them. It's like you said, it feels fulfilling because you did something right?
Yeah.
So that's the good thing about it. And like I said too, like for most of us that started in this business, it didn't click that.
It didn't click that fast. Yeah.
Like I joined this business just to support my mom. At first, it took a while before it clicked to me that I can change a lot of lives, right? Doing the business, either the business or providing the benefit. So speaking of rejection, has somebody rejected you already?
Not necessarily. They said they would tell me later on, but they're very interested in it. But tell me later on if they wanted to get it or not. Because like I was talking, like the client that we're trying to find a house for, my brother, he was very interested in it, but he was set on finding a house first before buying the
policy.
Then how did you, because it's like Ace said, like, and especially for younger generation too, like rejection sometimes is hard. You know, you get that first, because like you get excited, I can make this money.
Yep.
You know, I want to be like Fred, and then I started presenting, and they said no. The next day, I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do it.
This is not for me, right?
Did I've been there?
So how did that you know, made you feel? Like, number one, it's your brother.
Yeah.
Says they're not ready, right? Because it's like given, like, bro, you're my brother. You're gonna get this, right?
Yeah.
And then they said no. So how did you kind of like overcome it? Like, you know, that emotion, that struggle.
Well, it didn't really hit me as hard because I had a lot of rejections when I was selling knives too. So I learned from that. It's like like every rejection is like a build up to a big, what you call it, sale.
Yeah.
So I think of it as like a multiplier. So every rejection is like, oh, times 1, times 2, times 3. Okay, so I'm gonna get a really good sale on the next one. That's how I kind of put into perspective.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't like for this. I don't really see it as like sales, but I see it as like a potential.
Yeah.
You know, at least they know about it. Rejection isn't really like, oh dang, you know, I missed this amount of money, you know, this sale. But it's just, at least they know about it.
Yeah.
That's real. I just want to preach it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really think of
Exactly.
sales that much.
Exactly. And you just look at things on a different perspective. Like our topic earlier, and how you find positive things on negative things is the same thing. You just change your perspective and the mindset.
Yeah.
Plus, you come into this appointment, right, or meeting, or this client's house. You're gonna go. There's nothing you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Right, because you're just gonna go there to say what you have. If they say no, what are you gonna lose, right? Maybe your time that's you spent, but at least you met that client, right?
Yeah.
So, like you said, it's just preaching what you have, right? And we like what you said, because I hope a lot of younger generations are like that.
I hope everyone watches this. This is such a good episode. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
What was that one that you were
man? Like this, like just think about this. Like the way that you said it, like the way that you said multiplier, right? I'm gonna go back. Like that's something that I just couldn't get past my head. I just think like, so no, man. Like exactly what you said. For me, in the beginning, I'm not a natural born salesman. I had to learn the ropes, right?
Yeah.
So when I had a no, for me, it was like, man, dude, I just missed out on money. You just said it. Like, for you don't think about it that way, but that's how I thought it. But then the way that you said, every time someone says a no, it's a multiplier. I'm going to get a big yes. Like that's something that people who just start this, and, James said something. There are a lot of, there's a lot of people, like whether they be young, whether they be older, right? They get that first rejection and they're like, man, this is not for me.
Yep.
The way that you put your thought about it was that, no, it's just going to get better. The next one's going to get better.
Yeah.
Oh, so no, the next one's going to get better. And that's the mentality that a lot of, not even those who are new, even those who have been in the business for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you've got to go back and see the basics again.
Yeah.
And that's why I love doing this podcast, is that you get to hear from different perspectives, right? Here, we got someone that's new. Chris is new. You've been here for like probably less than a month, right? Probably less than a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you already have this mindset.
Yeah. And it like brings back memories to like, the first time you went, like, oh, I kind of did walk that path too, right?
Yeah.
Like I was in the same shoe as Chris, but I just wish I had his mentality at the time.
I wish I had that.
Yeah, because like no it's a strong word.
Yeah, it definitely
It's 2 letters, but it's a strong word.
definitely will affect you.
But if you change your perspective, no just means next opportunity. You just talk to the next person. Like you said, it's just building pressure. Once it explodes, it's gonna explode bigger, right?
Yeah.
So now that you're in the business, and you're actually gonna be one of the fastest younger younger generation, or we call it young leaders, that gonna get promoted to our RVP.
Did Javen
position.
get his at 19, right? Or 20?
No, he started when he was 18. 19. Yeah. And then his first big sale at the time, just one weekend, was about $3,000.
Oh, that's crazy.
When he was training. And then I think he was 20 when he hit his 100,000.
Okay.
19, 20. So
That's you, man.
That's
you.
You're actually
Up and
ahead of the
coming.
game, yeah. And again, a lot of times people take time to get that promotion, and we make it so easy already, and people still complain about it. But I guess you didn't even know you're gonna get promoted. You just focus on like, oh, I have to talk to people. I just want to share this. I need one passive income. Did you even think about the numbers at the time?
No, not really. Like I said, I had a one-track mind, so I just had to keep on introducing it to people, and I know like I'll get there if I just keep on introducing it to people.
Definitely.
Can I touch base on something? Like,
Yeah.
there's something that you said on, I think it was the first time, I guess it was the first time we met you. There's a reason why you're doing this. And for those who are listening, can you give us that reason why you're doing this business?
First off, it's to build passive income, and second off, it's to help my parents pay off my tuition. Actually, I want to pay off my tuition in full.
Wow.
So, they don't have to really stress on like the payments of my school.
No.
It's all on me. So
That's nice.
I really want to give them that sense of relief.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big goal.
There's a lot of like, see the stories like that. Like think about like when us as children, to our parents, parents brought us here, right? And you giving back to them, like I want to take over my own tuition, or even like some cases where like you may not be in college, but people are saying, you know what, I want to retire my parents,
or pay the house,
or I want to pay off the house. I want to buy them a house. I want to buy them something. A lot of these different things that the reason for us doing this, it becomes so big.
Yeah.
It becomes so big that, you know what, this is something they got to do. But the thing is, the different avenues that people have. For example, you're not going to get that just working a normal 9 to 5. You're not going to retire someone who's working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It's what you're doing at the end of that, like from 5 to 9 to really retire someone, or in your case, for you to pay off your tuition, right? See, this is the mentality shift that everyone needs to understand. Like, what you're doing is not what an average person wants you to do. And I've got to get that across. Like we talked about this last week. You know, you're going to get to a point where you're going to be here and your friends are still here. Where are you gonna be at that point? Where's your mentality gonna be? And that's what I'm gonna be so excited, like to see your progress with us, man. I mean, that's just, I just can't wait.
Yeah, because
can't wait.
Yeah, it's very important. Like, you know, like because we talked about it last week. Yeah, your friends are gonna stuck in there. Some might change their mind that I want to be on the same position as him. Some that most of the time the people that complained from the get-go will still be the same person that's complaining.
Yep.
But what they're gonna say now to you is like, oh, he's already there. He's a different person now, you know.
Yeah.
And you'll get that, you know, because there's those people, and that's where, you know, for me is like very important. Is like for me, like you keep your friends a small circle because you have the same mindset, right? And you'll have that person sometimes, like even your closest friend will look at you as a different person just because you're already there, right? So. Yeah, so it's all that, you know, just perspective. But the thing is, you have that goal, and you know, it doesn't matter what people say, but you just want to stuck on it because you want to pay off that tuition for your parents, right?
What's your plan? Like how do you see yourself 5 years from now? Like, I think that's something that, you know, I always ask myself, like, how do you see yourself 5 years from now? That's something you asked me too, like in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I'm telling you, the reason why I'm saying this is because it's gonna change the way that you start to see yourself, right? Because you're gonna want to hit that. It's like, I just want to know, like, how do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, of course, I want to finish college by then.
Yeah.
I want to build another house in our property. We have like a 2.5 acre property in
Wow.
Palmdale. It's pretty big, so I want to build another house pretty big, and I want to build a koi pond. I don't know why. I just want to build a koi pond.
It's a zen, bro.
It's stuck in my mind. I want to have a koi pond.
Koi pond is prosperity.
Yes, it is. And I want to open up my other businesses too that I have set, because real estate was my first. Maybe I'll go back to real estate once, you know, to help fund it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to establish a clothing business too.
Yeah. Nice.
And
that'd be good.
my own restaurant, kind of like yours. Well, not really a restaurant, like a food truck. Just you know, I could go around. It's really nice to, like, you know, visit different places and see the community. Right. So
nice.
Those are the things that I want to establish in 5 years.
Yeah, and then the thing is, like, because you mentioned, like, you know, your real estate, you still have it. You
Yes.
know? All the things, I think for me, I believe, like they say, like, everything happens for a reason, which is true. You know, maybe nursing wasn't for us. Maybe, you know, going to that sales business wasn't for you. Now you're in real estate, but you shifted to this industry. You can't take away those things that you did in the past, because you still can use it. You know, it's just, you know, you're just using it on a different thing. And also, like, I just want to touch to what A said too, is like, you know, the 9 to 5 job, right? Life can change. Like for example, for you have that goals for the next 5 years. Just imagine going back in the past, and you know, you went to that interview and you stuck to that, and let's say it's an actual customer service job and it's 9 to 5, right? So you have the 9 to 5, you have that salary you're getting, but on the other side of that, life can change. You might have family now, or you might maybe a medical emergency, or maybe you have to pay tuition fee, or maybe you're gonna change a degree. So this life on the other side can change, but the thing is, the source of your income on your 9 to 5 doesn't change.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why Ace is very, you know, vocal about it. Is like, what do you do on the 5 to 9? You know, because if you're not gonna change what you do, you don't expect, you know, a different result, right? It's just always gonna be the same. And it's very important because you have that mentality right now, and that's why it's so awesome talking to you, because you have that open mind.
Yeah.
And you kind of like structured everything, that you already prioritize what your goal are. And I can't wait for you to hit that 100,000, because when we were starting, Fred was telling us, like, you know, you guys gonna hit the 100,000. congratulations.
Yeah.
But that's just a start,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's just the
remember
beginning.
that. Yeah.
That's in that you actually like a lot of people think like you make 100,000, that's a good money, but that's just the beginning of your business. You'll notice your business succeed when your income is higher, obviously, but in a different way, in a way that it just consistently grows without the effort that you were doing to build to the 100,000. I think the first 100,000 is probably one of the most effort to get to.
Yeah.
But when you get over that, it's like going up a hill. But when you get over that, it's pretty
Smooth sailing.
Yeah, it's a really good ride.
And the good
I'm
thing
excited.
is like, and the good thing is like you hit you maximize that how easy our promotion for RVP is, and you hit it as fast as you can. Like Fred said, you can maximize that because you don't have to wait for a year to hit your 100,000. You know, so imagine you hit let's say 15,000 in 2 weeks, right? So that means you only need 85,000 to hit 100,000. It's not even a year yet. You're not even half the year yet.
Yeah.
It's not even the month yet, and you already hit that 15,000. So imagine hitting the 100,000 in 6 months.
Yeah.
That means you have another 6 months to just make 200,000 faster. Because the thing is, a lot of times people doesn't put a time or a specific due on their goals, and they just push it forward and forward until they just get exhausted.
Oh.
So that's amazing that you have that, and you can't stop, right? Because you're already there.
Yeah.
It's just gonna push you much more farther on where you're at right now. So let's say, because now you're gonna be an RVP, right? And this is what we all usually ask our leaders to. So now you're an RVP, now you're a leader. How do you see your own business? And the good thing about our industry is you're your own business owner. We don't dictate how you're gonna build your team or how you want to see your team or how you want to do that. How do you want to see your business, your own business, your team? How do you want it set up in a way that like, okay, I'm happy now on how everything is set up, because in the end of the day, it's your business, right? So how do you see like your team, your leaders, or how many people you need under you, or how many business owners you want to hire? How do you see that vision?
So my goal for now is Tito Sam and I try to establish our own office probably around Santa Clarita.
Nice.
And then we just want to make our team, grow as much as possible, and be very accommodating to our agents. Because, if you take care of your agents, the agents will take care of you. So that's the type of mindset I have. I want to really, give them as much as I can offer to them, and hope in good fortune that they would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get a good return.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that because that's how this office, this team has established, and that's why you see kind of like it's a family business, because we treat everybody as a family.
Yeah.
That's the right thing you said is like, you treat them right, they will treat you right as well, right? But that's the goal. So, any more questions for him?
No, I think he pretty much
You check all the boxes.
Yeah, he did really
He
good.
passed.
Yeah.
Solid.
So probably the next time he'll be on this is when he hit his 100K.
I can't wait for that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, this is just a start. You're gonna be on the stage multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna be sharing that story. What you told today in this podcast will be the same story you're gonna tell on the conventions and the meetings. But the cool thing about it, like for us, like, and that's the reason why we're doing this podcast too, is that it just brings back memory when we were starting. This is our story, like what you told us, right? Once you hit your 100,000 and once you hit, you're getting awards, or you're getting recognized in the stage, or you're gonna hit that Las Vegas convention and somebody's gonna ask you to talk 2 minutes or 5 minutes, your story keeps changing in a good way, because your story yesterday, you already accomplished it. Right, so you're always gonna go back to this time that we were doing podcasts, and guess what? Like 5 years, 10 years, your story is gonna be different.
Yeah.
Right. I used to do podcasts when I was 20 years old. Right? Now I have
Now I own a mansion.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's the amazing thing about this one. Speaking of that, changing like life and and things like that. Like I've known Ace for the longest time. He's kind of like my brother from another mother. He has a lot of titles. Now he added an author on his titles.
Yeah, I was actually, before we get into this, I just wanted to plug his new book, Ingredients to Success: Hard Work, Perseverance, and Consistency.
You should have met him before you wrote the book. Maybe
I know.
You could have, might be a bestseller.
This is actually really, really, it surprised me. I never would have thought that you were going to be an author, which is very, I'm amazed.
And we know someone that's an author. Like you can say now.
I never knew you would do this. This is very, very, I feel like, I'm amazed by it. I mean, I haven't read it yet, but I know you put some time into this. I think it took you about a year, but of course you took your time.
Yeah.
Just even thinking of being an author is actually one of the things that kind of blew my mind and surprised me. So I'm like, all right.
Most of the time, like for me, like Ace is someone I look after too, because like I always joke around like he went adulthood faster, which is true. But like in a younger age, he had his family now, has 2 kids, always there for them. He doesn't have a 9-to-5 job, and still managed to make a book.
Yeah.
Right. So you want to share a little bit of this book?
Okay. So I'll tell you guys. Well, this book started. Well, obviously, it started when the whole lockdown happened. Lockdown happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to be locked down for the next couple of months, and at that time I was thinking to myself, we were going to be building a big team. And sometimes when we were talking earlier about coaching and mentoring, that's going to be your role. Like what Fred does, like he says he doesn't work, but what he really does is he coaches and mentors agents. And it's actually a difficult thing to do. Now think about having to do that every single time. So what I wanted to do was like, okay, why don't I just write that into like a story?
Yeah.
Into like a book.
Good.
Right? Because what this book really is about, and what it really was me about is it was trying to go against the grain of a natural born talent. Like my mom. My mom's a natural born salesperson. Like she can just go and just sell something. You're in that room, you're gonna be sold. That wasn't me. So I had to do it a different way. Like I had to figure out, how do I get the skills to do that? Right? And I've been doing this business now for the last 5 years, and you start to understand that I'm no different than the person that has natural born talent. We're either at the same level now, or maybe I'm a little bit higher. But how I think about it is, I just had to work a little harder. And there's one thing that I love talking about, especially when it comes to something like this. It's about number one, you just gotta work hard. We get the experience of rejection, so you just gotta push through it, perseverance, right? And if you're consistent about it, you're gonna reach the success that you have. Well, there's also something that's added on there, and I hope you guys are gonna get a little bit of idea in the book, is that as long as you can outlast people, right? You're gonna see people come, you're gonna see people go, but as long as you're the last person in that room, you're gonna get what you want. So, the goal of this book is that. The goal of this book is, number one, it's not just meant for the business that we're in, but whatever career, whatever business, whatever path you decide to take, that's what this is for. My sister-in-law, actually, she got the ebook version right away, right when it got released. And what she said is, okay, obviously she's a nurse. She's not in a business or anything, but she said after reading the book, she just started working out. Right? And it became a habit. Like it became consistent, because that's what this book is about. It's not just about like
what we do.
Mm-hmm.
You can do this your daily.
It's your daily. It's about like not just about entrepreneurship, but it's about what can motivate you during the day. And if you come back, and I've done it in a way that it's not a big book. Yeah. So that it's
something you can read to your kids.
Yeah, you can just read just very quick. Like there's what's really cool about this, in my opinion. I'm not trying to be biased. There's parts on here that you can take out, and you can probably even just like, let's say for example, like rip a page off, and you'd be like, man, you're gonna use that for a lot of different things in life. Like there's gonna be something here about like developing resilience. Like how you said like that multiplier. That's why I was so like excited when you said that, because like, man, it's in here. Like it's in here. It's like what's in here is the 5 years that I have been, trying to get myself to feel what success is. Mm-hmm. And this is the this is the fruit of that success.
Yeah.
Right. This is the fruit of that success. So, I mean, I hope you guys like check it out. It's a really cool book.
Definitely gonna read
check
this.
it out.
Will do.
Because it's just one of the books that he will write.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because
That's right.
if they
Just
have
the
another
beginning.
shutdown,
It's still gonna
imagine
keep
how
on
many
coming.
books he's gonna write. So, but the cool thing about it is going back to our first topic is like how to adapt to like positive, changing negative to positive. Is like during that COVID, you came out with something because you need to
It's a
adapt,
positive.
Yeah.
right? So at least you were able to send your message on a different thing. And I like the title because it's called Ingredients to Success: Hard Work, Perseverance, and Consistency. And I haven't read the book, but for me, just the title page says a lot, because
Yeah.
hard work is where it's gonna put you to your place on where you want in life, right? But perseverance is something that's gonna push you more towards closer to your goal,
or
right?
whatever.
But consistency is the one that's gonna make you stay on that position,
That track.
right? Because if you don't have consistency, you're not gonna stay there,
That's
Yeah.
right.
right? And then it's just gonna go downhill because you're gonna get demotivated, you're gonna get depressed. But if you have these three ingredients, it can guarantee success, right? There's no excuses, right?
Yeah, there's just so many different books about success, and I wanted to do a different perspective. That's the main point on this. So I mean, yeah, it's exactly what you said. It's
I
putting
like
all
it.
of them together.
Yeah,
I haven't read it yet, but I feel like I'm gonna like it.
yeah.
I hope you do, man.
I think
Big
I will.
I do. I
motivation.
hope
right
it
here.
changes something. Yeah.
You just
Definitely.
need one coffee in the morning, and you just read this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then you have a good day.
Yep.
Definitely.
All right, so
right.
we want to thank our guests.
Yeah, I want to thank you,
Right.
Chris,
Thank
for
you,
joining
Chris.
us. We
Appreciate it.
We learned a lot from your experience and how your knowledge is towards the business and towards your life. Hopefully the opportunity that you have, you can share it to everybody else that your friends and family, and also the people that's listening to the podcast. The good thing is you can actually tell your friends to it's going to be up, but as soon as it's up, we'll tell you, and then you can have them listen to how you went through this.
By Thursday it should be out.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, bro.
All right.
Sounds good. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Appreciate
for
it.
being here,
Thank
man.
you so
Thank you,
much.
guys.
Thank you.
For another week. All right. See you guys next week.
See ya.